Hi guys, how you doing? This is the latest edition of Show Business and I am Gordy Camp. Unfortunately there was an event that I couldn't make, but I'm not going to let that pass. So Jamie and Jayne went across to the Aston Villa Grounds in Birmingham to schmooze with the stars. This is what happened. Oh!
One of the most eagerly awaited shows,
Dirty Dancing the musical.
Now live audiences can enjoy this iconic love story.
It's already been a success in Australia and Germany.
The fastest selling show in West End history.
Chappers and I are here today for the press launch of Dirty Dancing's first ever national tour. I am so excited, I cannot tell you. And also it's at my favourite football team, Aston Villa. Oh, I am wearing a very nice Dirty Dancing dress, but unfortunately due to the wind it keeps blowing up. So shall we go inside and see what's going on?
Dirty Dancing is the hottest ticket in town.
Inside the whole suite, we've come on in. I'm very excited about this, and now we are just off for our stadium tour of Aston Villa, the best football team in the world. We're on our way to our stadium tour. I'm not terribly sure where I'm going, but I'm hopefully following people. There is the ticket. Ooh. Just need to make sure my skirt doesn't fly up. Not used to wearing heels. I'm going to go to the turnstile. In we go. I just want to say we're on the stadium tour now, and I wanted to point out just about there is where I stood at the Take That concert. We are going out onto the pitch. We are inside the changing room for the Villa players, as you can see by looking around. I have to say though, it smells a little bit of sweaty men, so I want to leave. This is the tunnel to Villa Park. I'm going to go. Here I am outside the tunnel area. I would try and go onto the pitch, but I don't think in a skirt and heels going over that tape would be a good idea. As you can see, it's got covers on at the moment because they're having a lot of pre-season work done. Also, the floor is quite spongy and my heels are sinking into it, which probably isn't good. Shall we go and see Dirty Dancing now? Come on. We're going down the front.
Enough to get, and when I had my opening night as Penny, I actually got an email from Cynthia Rhodes, who played Penny in the film, and obviously they're all living all over the world now, so it's not so easy for them to just come and see the show, but I had a lovely email from her and she said all the best and I'd love to be able to see it.
Is the show tour going to be the same as the London tour, if you had to modify it for each venue?
Well, we've specially adapted the Stephen Grimson Lewis, who was our set designer from London, has specially adapted the set so we can, because there were, so many hydraulics and so many complicated things that take too long to move and set up. But we've got an absolutely fantastic new set for the touring show, which actually does bring in, curiously enough, we will reveal, yes, the lift will happen in the water, and there will be balancing on the lawn.
How would you describe Dirty Dancing to those that have never seen the film or the musical?
Well, the essential story is sort of Cinderella goes to the ball, only our Cinderella actually shows up at the palace with her parents. And so she's not an orphan, but she goes to the ball, she meets Prince Charming, Johnny, and she goes away happily ever after at the end with him.
I've been waiting for so long, now I finally found someone to stand by me.
We saw the writing on the wall, and we felt this magical fantasy.
So we'll just let it go, don't be afraid to lose control. the time of my life. No one ever felt this way before. Yes, I swear it's the truth, and I owe it all to you, 'cause I've had the time of my life, and I've searched through every open door till I found the truth, and I owe it all to you. I've had the time of my life, baby.
Hello.
I'd just like to say I enjoyed the presentation that you did.
Thank you.
Can I just ask, how did you initially get involved in this production?
Well, I was actually producing a Strindberg play called Dance of Death with Ian McKellen, which I'd done on Broadway and in the West End, and I took to Sydney for the Sydney Festival. And while I was there, I met some people who wanted to do Dirty Dancing and had the rights to start it, met Eleanor Bergstein, and wanted to get it off the ground, but didn't necessarily have the wherewithal or the knowledge to do so. So they asked me if I'd get involved. So I only knew about this show from, I have a daughter, and I know that she used to watch this movie, and her friends watched the movie, and their friends' mothers watched this movie, and I thought, well, and she happens to be a very intelligent, talented young woman, so I thought, I'll phone her and ask her, what about putting Dirty Dancing on stage? And she, as many times she's given me good advice, and she gave me excellent advice on this. She said, definitely do it. Everyone who watches this film over and over again will want to be in the room. And so that actually, the thing that I've been saying ever since as the criteria for making this what it could be was based upon that, sort of few minutes of conversation with my daughter back in 2003.
Gosh, is it that long ago?
I'm afraid it is, yeah. We first did it in November 2004. It opened in Australia. But I was actually Sydney Festival January 2003 that I was phoning saying, and of course, these things take that long to put together. And so that's how so it goes from Ian McKellen and Strindberg and Dance of Death to Dirty Dancing and my daughter, and that's why we're sitting here now.
So I know that I have seen it in London a few years ago, and it did blow me away actually. And I was a little bit worried that maybe transferring it to different venues might lose a bit of that. But you said earlier you still have all the things like you said, the log.
It's all still there.
Everything, there's certain criteria for actually producing the show, and you have to be able to deliver certain things. You have to be able to deliver certain effects. You have to bring those things to the stage. If we couldn't do it, then I wouldn't actually produce it. So because you disappoint people, and that would be too horrific. Because there's always been this anticipation. People have always wanted to see the show. That's why we have this huge advance. Well, it would be more than my life's worth to then deliver something on stage that didn't deliver the experience to the audience. So everything that you saw in London will be delivered for the tour. You will see it here, and you probably will actually, when we come to Birmingham, you will say, well, hang on, it's just like the London production, because you won't actually notice the things that we do to change it, and all the effects that you like, and everything that delivers the show will be there. And I think in certain cases, actually, and because you learn as you produce it, and you learn as you go along. The creative team are fantastic. They learn. The cast learn. I think we'll deliver an even better production. I think the tour will exceed the London production.
Brilliant. Can I ask you, when did you first start dancing?
I started when I was 3.
3.
Yeah, my auntie was also a dancer, and she had a dancing school, and so I just went along. She obviously encouraged that I went along and had my first little baby ballet class. And I had a flair for it, I think, which I probably got from her, because my mum and dad have got 2 left feet without a doubt. So I started when I was 3, and through her guidance, actually, she trained me right up until I was 18. And then I went on and trained at a professional college for 3 years, and then actually joined the London cast of Dirty Dancing. That was my first job.
Really? Oh,
yes.
Blimey.
Yes.
So when you were dancing, I was making mud pies and selling blossom perfume to my neighbours.
I did that too.
Oh, blimey. Oh, is there any chance for our channel you could show me a couple of dance moves?
Yeah, of course we can.
Now, I do have 2 left feet. Do you believe anybody can dance, or...?
Well, I mean, look at Dirty Dancing story, look at Baby. She didn't have a clue what she was doing, and in those first few moments when she starts learning with Johnny, and it's the same in the show that you probably remember from London, it's hilarious because she's tripping over her own feet and Johnny's just like, oh my gosh, what have I taken on here? And then by the end she's beautiful and she's doing this lift, so
there's hope for me.
Absolutely. I think if you've got a good teacher
I'll
like
be
Johnny,
finding a bridge and I'll be doing a little dance. So is there any chance you could just show me a few?
Yeah,
steps?
of course we can.
Not a kick over my head because I might split sink and hurt myself.
And look, she's even wearing pink. It's perfect for Dirty Dancing. And then I'll do this. And there you go. You just like the Mambo basic.
Oh, lovely. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. We've come to the end of our afternoon for the launch of Dirty Dancing, the national tour. We've had such a great afternoon, and Chappers and I have both asked questions, and I got to interview the producer and one of the lead dancers, which was great because she even taught me some dance moves and said, ladies, that anybody can learn to dance because, as the musical says, Baby couldn't dance to begin with, but she blossoms to be a wonderful dancer, so there is chance for me yet to be the lead in this show. What do you think? Funky moves or what? Anyway, we really have had a great time. So if I were you lot, I would get your tickets booked now because this is going to sell out pretty fast because nobody puts Baby in that corner. The production runs from the 4th of July to the 25th of August, and it is very special for the Birmingham Hippodrome because that will be the last production on their stage, because after that they're going to be closed for 4 weeks to have the whole stage redone. So everyone, if you fancy coming down and helping out, get your hard hats on at the ready because I know that Chappers and I are going to try to. I would like to show people the wonderful dance moves that I have learnt today at the press launch of Dirty Dancing. I have here my beautiful dance partner, so if you just watch I will show you my funky moves. Oh, well, you're quite welcome. Now this is my space, that is your space, and we go. And I owe it to you. Right, I'm done.
So there you go, guys. Thank you so much for going along to that. Again, I'm so sorry that I couldn't make it. I just wonder, did they mention me? Like, did the guys from the show, did they mention me at all? I just really feel like I should have been there in spirit or something. I don't know. I just feel. I'm sorry. What? Oh, you've got a present for me! Yay! What is it?
Gordon. Wish you
were here.
Wish you were here.
We miss you. We miss you, Gordon.
Oh my god, I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. That really welled me up. Anyways, until next time, guys. Bye. Woo!